Hey, this is Sensibility Speaks. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Well, today we are going to be talking about a subject that is somewhat sensitive to some or deemed taboo because people don't like discussing family dynamics at times. And toxic mother-daughter relationships and the damaging effects of the mother wound is what we'll be talking about today. First, before we look at a few clips demonstrating examples of toxic mother-daughter relationships, let's define the mother wound first and foremost. The mother wound can be thought of in a broad sense as a collective injury from being a woman in our society, and it is unintentionally passed down from generation to generation of women to their daughters. It can include the pain of ancestral experiences such as abuse, neglect, trauma, and marginalization. Now, ours is a unique situation in the Black community at large because many of us have inherited trauma through our DNA, case in point, post-traumatic slave syndrome. That said, some or one may argue to say that many families in the Black diaspora have been impacted by some form of PTSD. Now, this is a phrase coined by Joyce DeGruy, who wrote a book on post-traumatic slave syndrome, which is an excellent book. And the formal title of the book is Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, America's Legacy of Enduring Injury and Healing. Excellent book. Even before Iyanla Vanzant came on TV, with her shows helping Black families in particular, I used to read many of her books, like In the Meantime, Value in the Valley. It's just so many books over the decades. My mother introduced me to her books a long time ago, but she used to talk about how trauma is passed down through the DNA. The likes of Queen Afua, she talks about it if you follow her. Anyway, just wanted to touch on that. But when we think about toxic mother-daughter relationships, despite what we're told or what should be inherent, some women aren't hardwired to love their offspring the way that they should. And evolution has equipped the child with a need for maternal attention, right? So as children, when babies are born, they're hardwired to have that natural instinctive relationship or that need for a mother. You know, a child can have damaging effects being ignored. It's studies on that, but and some of us hit the lottery and we have amazing mothers. And then some may have mothers who are not attuned or maybe should not have procreated. That said, unattuned mothers present their toxicity in various ways, but have one trait in common, just a lack of empathy, for their kids. But for these purposes, we are focusing on the mother-daughter relationship and that toxicity. So I'll peel back the onion and delve into it a bit more as we watch these clips. But let's take a look.
When you and Rocky stole my money, Mama didn't say nothing. My checks were cashed in my sister's husband's account. I got evidence. You want to go to jail now? Because you can still go to jail. Over $30,000. Tamika, you wrong. Y'all cut the cameras off or you can get out of the house. You want to act? You want to cut the cameras off or you can get out of the house? Y'all got to turn the cameras off now? She need counseling. Wow. She need to calm down. I've been dealing with this my whole life. I'm tired. Tamika, I'm tired, Mama. I'm tired. If you so tired, I'm tired. You should have came. Mama, I've been talking to you about it. You know they stole my money. Ain't nobody stole your money. You know they did. You know they did. You still acting like you don't know. Cut the cameras off.
Was your mom angry because you put this on blast in front of camera?
Yeah. Because she don't want nobody to know that her precious daughter did this to her sister. I am a human being. You don't want to come and do me like this. It is not cut fair. The cameras off. My mom was angry because I revealed something that no one knew. Not even my own daughter knew. Your mama. Mama. For you to sit there and act like you didn't know Tasha stole my money from me. You know this, and I was pregnant with our money when this happened. Tamika, you know this, Mama. I gotta go. I gotta go. Oh, baby, she deserved an Academy Award. She came with some bull ass. She was on some, she was on some bull ass Ocean. You know that. I was really praying that it didn't get to this point. I've been going through this my whole life. Yes, thank you, darling. Thank you so much, baby.
What Tasha at?
Yeah, where's Tasha? I don't know. I thought, since she's not here, I thought she didn't come because of last night.
What happened last night?
My mama called a family meeting.
And how'd it go?
Oh,
Not good.
God.
And guess what I said?
What?
I brought up the incident when she and Rocky took my money.
Oh, Lord.
To have my mom sit there and take up for my sister, like she always does. It took that to when my sister and her husband stole my royalties. And my mom defended them. And I did not mean to take it there, but when you keep poking at something and poking at something, that something is gonna explode. And I did. I told my mom, and she was like, well, you don't know what she was going through at the time. Maybe she needed money. I was pregnant with our money. And my daughter Ocean was in college at the time. But she might have needed the money. When I walked in, I was actually happy to see her. But baby, that person that was on that couch that I talked to, I'm your sister. You don't body shame people. I don't know who that was. Hey, babe.
What's up, baby?
Finally got up.
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing? How you
I
feeling?
don't know how I'm feeling.
I know it was a lot going on, but
Yeah, it was crazy. Yesterday was, a lack of better words, is way, way out of control.
let me ask you a question. Why my name come up?
You and Rocky stole my money. Mama didn't say nothing.
I'm sick of being called out by Tamika for something first
Doesn't
of all,
exist.
it don't exist and it ain't
Absolutely.
real. You know what I'm saying? To even accuse me of something or to say my name, I would never. Because
Yeah.
when you scream somebody's name, you gotta deal with what come with it.
Tamika's not gonna sit here and accuse me and my husband of stealing, because I don't steal. I'm not a thief. We're not thieves. And it's damaging because my sister has a tendency to lie.
Listen, you can outlive a lie any day. I don't give the enemy that much energy. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying? When the truth is the truth, you don't even have to defend it. It
Yeah.
defends itself. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, and which is why I call you the truth, because you ain't even got to defend it.
And I'm just tired of it. I really am. The vibe was just wrong, like from her. You know, she walked in with a stiffness about her. And she was very, very aggressive. It's almost like she was possessed, because I've never seen her disrespect my mom in that way. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but later, my mom left a message.
What did your mom say in the message?
All I want you to know, you're wrong. You don't want to humble yourself to your mama. You don't want to hear that you hurt your sister deeply. And you don't have enough God in you to calm yourself down and listen to righteousness. And if I hear you jumping on your sister, I'm ain't me from kicking your tail.
In the hell? What?
No, that's because y'all not me. I've been protecting my sister since y'all know me.
For years, Tamika has gone along with what her sister wanted.
I have never went against my sister for nothing. Even when she was wrong, I was against y'all because that's my family. I never went against
This
her for
situation-
any reason.
No. Finally, it's like now she's finally standing up. I'm very proud of Tamika.
Go, because you got to see the group and what do we? So what's
This week,
next for the group then?
I'm questioning. I don't know whether I even want to do this with them ever again.
Anyway, we love you. We understand what you went through. We've been seeing it for all these years.
Our big issues has always been we hold on.
Yeah, we
Nobody
do.
break away, and then it just
Yeah.
builds up and builds up, and then
Yeah.
I hate that she's not here. We all four need to get together and hash out this.
So what you just saw comes from the Bravo mini limited series with Escape and SWV. So Escape's Tamika Scott. She unpacks the explosive fight with her sister, along with her husband, allegedly stole $30,000, right? Now, I say allegedly, but Tamika says she has receipts and proof, and damn it, I believe her. So they sit down with the mother, Gloria. Tamika is the younger sister. She's 47. LaTosha is 49. And the mother is saying, oh, Tosha, she's crushed at you. You're upsetting her, yada, yada, yada. And of course, Tamika's rebuttal, no, she's not upset. She stole my damn money. Okay? I'm ad-libbing here, but you get the gist. Now, it's really upsetting and disconcerting because Gloria, the mother, goes on to condemn Tamika for talking about LaTosha's husband, who was their talent manager, Rocky Bivens, in relation to the feud between the siblings. I believe he stole that money. He looks guilty as F, right? He already has some drama going on with him in the media, allegedly getting a girl pregnant, and she done had the baby, but that's for a whole nother video, right? But as it relates to toxic mother-daughter relationships, you see that the mother attempted to gaslight the hell out of Tamika. She's had enough. She's at her breaking point. So when you think of the symptoms of a mother wound and the toxic mother-daughter relationship, one being dismissive. She clearly marginalized Tamika's feelings, went on to say, oh, well, you don't know what your sister was going through. She may have needed that money. Like, hell, I'm like, she was pregnant. Tamika was pregnant at the time and had a daughter in college, but you going to justify the other sister taking her damn money? That's staff. Shoot, she better than me because me and homegirl would have been in court, sister or not. $30,000, that's a lot. Not 3,000, not 300, not 30, but 30,000. She wouldn't have been me. And the husband, to me, is a user. I feel like he preyed on LaTosha because, remember, she was heavier set back in the day. And let me tell it, she'll pick me. Sometimes when women don't know their worth, and sometimes because it could be their physical appearance, they don't think that they look as good as they should, and they may not have the esteem that they should. They'll just take any Negro that comes their way because they just happen to be picked. He preyed on her. He was in a business, and if you watch the show, they tell a story of how she had a boyfriend. He approached her. She broke up with the boyfriend. The rest is history. They got together, got married, and he'd been using her ever since. Let me tell it, allegedly. But the mother is toxic as hell because she's driving a wedge between the sisters. She clearly favors the other sister. Now, I know in one of the scenes on the show, or maybe it was another interview that I saw, they speak of how the parents are divorced and Tamika hadn't been right supposedly since the father left. So I'm thinking, does Tamika look like her daddy or something like that? Was she a daddy's girl and LaTosha was a mama's girl? For some reason, that mama don't like. She may love her daughter in some twisted kind of way, but she sure as hell don't like her. And she clearly favors the other daughter. And I don't know if because Tamika was conventionally more prettier out of the two. She's shapely, she's built up, nice looking. I think they're both nice looking. But the other one, let's just keep it a buck. She was a heavier set girl, LaTosha, and I think she's jealous of her sister. I think there's sibling rivalry. I think the mom fuels that fire, right? And she triangulates them, pits them one against the other. They treat the one sister like a black sheep, Tamika, and you heard her crying out. She was like, no, I'm tired of this, mama. I'm tired of this. I've been going through this all my life. So shame on the mom who seems like a fake holy roller. I don't know how much of a Bible thumper she is, but I noticed that she threw religion into the mix, trying to justify, you don't talk to your mom this way. But, child, black folk and people in general are just something else. But when we think of other symptoms when it comes to a toxic mother-daughter relationship, I said being dismissive, marginalizing and denigrating her daughter's feelings. That's one. Some mothers can be controlling, and that's just as toxic as being dismissive, just micromanaging their daughter's lives, making the daughter feel inept, like they can't make a decision without their approval. And most people like that are critical as hell, and you can never live up to their expectations, right? Some toxic mothers are unavailable, and let me tell it, Tamika's mom is unavailable on a level, emotionally unavailable, because it seems like she poured everything into LaTosha. Now, I don't know how many siblings they have or if it's just those two, but yeah, it's quite evident that she poured into one. I don't know if she felt sorry for LaTosha because maybe she wasn't the prettier of the two and she was heavier set. Maybe she can identify with her. Who knows? But it's just something about her she favors, and it's toxic, and you should never pit kids against each other. Okay, so I found this particular clip after I actually recorded my previous commentary. If this doesn't confirm everything I thought, okay, so she is bitter as F. I'm talking about the mother because of the dissolution of the marriage. The father left, and Tamika is a daddy's girl, self-admitted. You'll see it in the clip. And the fact that I guess maybe she says she acts just like her father, okay? And so looking at the pictures, I think kind of Latosha favors the father, but they both could be mixtures of the two parents. But in any event, she takes out her frustration on Tamika, which is just toxic, right? And is very unhealthy. And they really need to seek therapy about it. I'll let you see the clip in just a second, but I felt it was worth noting, putting this in here, because that pretty much substantiated everything that I thought in terms of the dynamic. You know, she's bitter that the daddy left. But for her to say that she's the fifth member of the group, and she was like, I am the fifth member of the group. I hate when people act like, well, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't be ish or whatever, you know, throwing in the kid's face as if you asked to be born. But here's the thing, as children, yes, you are supposed to honor your mother and father, but also biblically, you're not supposed to provoke your kids either into anger. You know what I mean? So let's just take a look at the clip. And also after I show the clip, I'll finish the remaining part of my commentary as it relates to the symptoms of a toxic mother-daughter relationship. But this right here, honey, this scene just wrapped it up in a nice, neat packaging bow for me. That told me everything I needed to know. Let's listen.
The last time we talked, it really broke my heart.
You know they stole my money. Ain't nobody stole it. You know they did.
You tell me what is really going on between you, me, and Tasha.
Because you always show favoritism, Mom. It's been.
I show favoritism?
Yes, ma'am.
In what way do I show favoritism?
You allow her to express herself.
I allow her to express herself because she do not come at me in a disrespectful way.
When it comes to XSCAPE business, you're not the fifth member.
You're wrong when you disrespect me. You're wrong when you talk to me in a kind of way. Okay, I am the fifth member. When I first put that microphone in your hand when you was a little girl, I am the fifth member. When your daddy walked out on me and he didn't care whether we swim or sank, I am the fifth member. How about that?
I think a lot of my mom's hurt comes from her and my father's divorce. She was a housewife, and when they broke up, it was like we had to struggle. We went through a lot. I really don't think she healed from that.
I don't deserve disrespect on no level.
I feel like I get beat up on because when my mom looks at me, she see my dad. I'm a daddy's girl. We act just alike.
I'm that silent member that keep you and Tasha together.
No, Mama.
That show you the way, tell you right from wrong, whether you want to believe it or not.
I'm wrong, Mama. You
Tamika,
that fifth member that tells me I'm wrong.
you.
But I'm not always wrong, Mama.
Tasha is crushed at you.
No, she's not.
I'm telling you, done talking about her husband.
Only time I say anything about him when he insert himself into my business.
Tamika, if you can sleep at night.
And I can sleep at night.
Yes.
He in my business. He taking money from me and my family. But if I can sleep at night.
Ain't nobody taking money from you.
Another symptom of a toxic mother is being enmeshed, almost like a symbiotic relationship, meaning that the child does not have an identity outside of the mother. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you think about a pageant child or mothers who vicariously live through their children, right? Especially a mother and a daughter, be it a cheerleader, majorette, or just wanting her to join all types of activities that maybe she wanted to do, right? So like a stage mom, and which is very unhealthy. Makes me think of a helicopter mom too, which is more controlling. Now, another key symptom of a toxic mother is someone who's combative. You know, that's a telltale sign right there, right? It could be intensely jealous of their daughters. Some mothers do compete with their daughters, believe it or not, which is toxic as hell. You know, you may hear on social media and read mess about how the mother slept with the child's boyfriend or husband. I'm like, if that ain't some sick-ish, okay? Let alone if your sister, your best friend, or somebody did it, but your mama, come on. But a lot of times they're combative, they're hypercritical, okay? It's almost like a power play, meaning the mother just wants to always one up a daughter or just wants to wield their control, which is unhealthy as hell. Another symptom is just being unreliable. That's synonymous like with being unavailable, and that could be emotionally, that could be physically. Some parents, or we're talking mother-daughter here, just for these instances, maybe they have mental illness, or maybe they're on drugs or alcohol or whatever like that, and it just makes them unreliable, and they have to be taken away from the mother, which is unfortunate, right? But during the formative years, be it a male or female child, you need your mother. You really need both parents to help lay the foundation, to help nurture you emotionally, and especially at such a young age. I think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. At the bottom rung is just survival. Do you have your basic needs met, meaning just food, water, shelter, right? And as you go up the rungs of the ladder, you get into more of emotional needs and things like that. So a lot of times when you just don't have the bare necessities, like just food, water, shelter, and shit like that, it's an uphill battle growing up, and you have to have a tough mental fortitude, and you probably will have to get therapy, which is healthy to do, just to kind of get back on board. You may have mothers who are narcissistic as hell and just really self-involved, self-absorbed, as opposed to being smothering. They're just like narcissistic to where they are emotionally unavailable. It's all about them. And they're just really incapable of really expressing empathy for the child because they're so concerned about appearances and self-image. The only time they would outwardly to others show a certain type of love is because it makes them look good, which is just, yeah, that's just sick in and of itself because it's all about them. You have some mothers, I mentioned, say if they're mentally challenged or they have, mental health issues and things like that. It could be a role reversal in a relationship to where the mothers want to be mothered, right? They want you to be their caretaker. And this is for like an underage. I'm not talking about caring for a parent as they're ailing and when they're older. I'm talking about when you're young and they're the mother, but they want you to mother them, right? And so, that's a symptom. And as we kind of wrap up here, when you think about Tamika Scott, it's very unfortunate with her and her sister, Latosha Scott Bivens, right? Yeah, because they have the sibling rivalry, and the mother is to blame for a lot of that. I do think there's some jealousy and there's some competitiveness there, and I think the mother planted the seed for that, and it just took root and it grew, okay? I almost forgot to include, and I would be remiss if I did not. So with Tamika Scott, in her particular instance, it's like she's trying to gain acceptance and approval in the family unit with the mom and her place and her footing in the family because, again, they treat her like the black sheep and a scapegoat, gaslighting the hell out of her, right? So in her quest to gain acceptance, you notice how she told Candy and Tiny how she would even lie for her sister, knowing she was dead ass wrong when it came to things. But in order to, I guess, protect family first, toxic or not, right? So as not to upset the apple cart, she sided with her sister, I guess, when it came to matters in the group and such. And you notice when she said that Candy damn near bucked her eyes out of her head, right? Because supposedly Tamika, in an interview some years back, was trashing Candy, I guess, back when they were beefing during the group, right? For those of you who follow XSCAPE. Supposedly, she said that Candy was not only sleeping with Jermaine Dupree, I think they did have a relationship, but accused her of sleeping with other people, including his father and such. But I think she went on to recant those statements and she pulled it back. And she admitted that she may have embellished. And that's why Candy was just like, well, ain't this about a bit, but they're on good terms now. But again, Tamika trying to gain acceptance and approval, going along to get along with the family, even protecting bullshit. I'm not going to lie for a family member, especially when it comes to something so egregious. I'm not protecting and upholding the bullish. But that's just me. So anyway, thanks so much for listening. This is part 1. I am going to do a part 2 to this. I didn't want this video to be long, so I'm going to do a separate video to where I'm focusing on someone else in part 2 of toxic mother-daughter relationships. But thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.